Where have I been? Everybody wants to know. I post something, I collaborate with another, author tuber, and then I just disappear. I've been gone. Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, I know. I say that every time I post a video, it's always the same little routine. I haven't been here in a long time. I'm sorry. Excuse number one, excuse number two right over here. Yeah, the major reason is I just haven't been writing. Now is the pinnacle time to come back because I'm going to be making some changes, both in every aspect of my life. Every single aspect of my life is changing. And if I am to carry on this video, the YouTube channel is more like a vlog. It's not just a writing vlog. It's a whole life vlog because I feel like every other aspect of my life, whether it be financial, health, food, whatever it is, it all impacts me in the same way. Now I'm starting a new chapter of my life. I am starting 6 months for life. That's something that Sarra does. Starting in June, which is when she's starting her next one, I am going to be jumping in. I'm going to do 6 months for life. I'm going to start with some smaller habits that I know I can accomplish to make it easier, to build momentum, because I know that I haven't done this kind of stuff in a while. I'm completely out of practice with writing. I'm completely out of practice with meal prepping. I'm completely out of, I haven't exercised in a long time. I haven't written anything in a long time. I haven't eaten healthy food in a long time. I have gone out to eat more in the last 2 months than I did the whole year before I moved back home. And that is not a good thing. I'm spending way too much money. I'm eating food that's not healthy for me. Being in the health that I'm in, diabetes, I should know better. And I just keep ignoring it. And so I need to make a change. I need to stop. I need to take a breath and try to figure out how to make this work. There are going to be a lot of people participating in Sarra Cannon's 6 month for life. Well, I'll put the links and stuff to her information in my video description below. At this moment I can't think of what it is, but okay, so I'm drinking coffee. It's in the afternoon. This is my second cup, and I just happened to grab this cup out of the dishwasher. Do not judge me because it is hot outside. It's like 80 degrees, but yes. Can you see the steam rising off of the cup? Alongside with the 6 months for life, of course, there's a new quarter coming up on us, the third quarter of 2024, and I'm going to try to do a Kanban board. You see the one behind me, which is very not done. Okay, I don't know why that little square is like, it's focused on the wall, not my face. So I don't know if it's been making my face blurry and the wall clear. Let me just change this. Okay, focus on me, buddy. There you go. All right. So we're in the middle of an HB90 90-day session, but I, being who I am, can print out the information for June and just start from there, and then I'll be fresh for the third quarter, the actual third quarter. All right, so I will print that out and we'll go from there. Okay. When it comes to the HB90 planner workbook, I usually only print the first 50-ish pages because I don't want to print the big long planner because I hardly ever go back and use that one. I actually have one of my own. Well, it's over there at the moment. And I would fill it in if I need to, but I don't know, it just seems easier to, buy one that's already bound and all that stuff. And because I like having these little binders, but, it doesn't fit in my purse, you know what I mean? So I think it's better to have that part separate. So right now I just printed out the 6 month for life worksheet. This is just for journaling. This is kind of like the precursor to what's coming. Today's only the 26th, and she said she'd have the workbook for the current one that we're going into on the 31st or thereabout. And then I also printed out the I've also printed out the Q2 2024 HB90. So I'm going to go ahead and put these, hole punch them and put them into my binder, and then I'm going to start filling them out. I'm going to do this one first. I feel like it would be able to get all of them at one time. If I can get them in the hole punch area. I don't know why I don't just buy a new one of these things. This thing is so... I talk about that every single time I use it. Yeah. Okay, but this one will take a little longer. Those cicadas, they're making all the other bugs think it's nighttime. So even I don't even know what they are, but they have a curious little chirp. It makes me think it's a frog or something, but it's not even 4 o'clock in the afternoon and they're all out there doing their thing. Don't know what it is. Okay. Now normally I would put this one in a different book, but seeing how these are kind of in the same book, put this away. Okay, this is the Q2 HB90 thing. And I think 2024 workbook. I'm going to go ahead and put this one on the top. Make it the first thing you see. And I will go ahead and start filling this one out. This is where I need to, it's kind of like an assessment of my current situation, what I want to do with my life. Well, in the next 6 months anyway. From your heart, what do you most desire to work on in the next 6 months? Okay, things I've already talked about. My health, which is exercise and eating habits. So work-life balance. I'll just call it work-life balance. And of course, I want to create new habits. And during those habits, I want to write more. So my creative writing habit. Financial. Well, that kind of falls into the work-life balance. No, actually it really doesn't. Financial. Alright, so the financial aspects of my life, I need to get out of debt. And then I need to save money. And try to earn more money, because I've found that I don't really earn enough money to keep up with my bills properly unless I work like an Uber job over the weekend. What are you currently struggling with the most? All of the above? I think they all kind of correlate with each other. I mean, the work-life balance, if something is wrong with your financial situation, something's going to be wrong with the life part of the equation. Because if I don't have enough money to buy proper food, if I don't have enough money to buy, the things I need, pay the bills, then it's going to put extra stress on me. And I can't really balance a work-life thing if I don't have money to do some fun stuff, You can't always just like not do stuff. I know I don't really make that make sense very well, but it's just how it is. So I'm going to say the number one wrong thing is finance. What makes you feel joy? I'll let you know when I feel it. If you could change anything about your life, what would you change and why? I would dress better. I've always felt a little on the frumpy side because, like, even when I was younger, I was still bigger comparatively than my friends were back in high school and stuff like that. And I always felt like my clothing wasn't so great. It didn't always have the best fit. And so I always felt frumpy, like I never wore the right size, or I couldn't afford to buy the clothes that would make me look good, because the clothes that are fitted properly to a person are always more expensive. At least I feel like that, because you have to make alterations. Okay. So I would dress better, because that would make me feel better. I'm going to leave it at that. The things that are holding me back. I'm lacking confidence. I feel like I'm grasping at something bigger than me, and I feel like I'm not worth it. Like I'm putting on airs, or I'm, too fancy for my britches, is what my grandma would say. But I feel like the things that I want to be successful. I want to be my own business person, businesswoman. I want to be an author. I want to be a photographer. I want to do all these things that don't include, going to a regular job place 40 hours a week. I have all these creative ideas that I want to do, but when I'm sitting at work and working, and I'm supposed to be concentrating on the work I'm doing at work, all I can think about is, I wish I was home writing, or I wish I was somewhere else taking pictures. I wish I was doing something else with my life besides sitting here and doing this work. I think that's the major problem, is I lack confidence, and so I'm holding myself back. And I feel like my self-worth, why can I not say that? My self-worth. Oh my gosh. Self-worth is low. And I think it's so cool that, I think the story that I'm writing, I think it's good. And I think a lot of people would like it, once I got going with it. But I feel like I tell myself in my head that it's not true. I'm just kidding myself, because that's how it's been my whole life. I grew up in a family where most people, they didn't dream too big, because it never works out when you do. And so I've got it through my head that this is how it is. And it's not their fault. It's the way they were raised. And it's the way I was raised too. It's like, I don't know, we just didn't have the same outcomes as other families because we never had money. Like, we weren't spoiled children of like rich families. Holding me back. I'm lacking self-confidence. I have a low self-worth. And fear. Let's put fear. Fear of failure. That's pretty much everyone's fear. Okay, so why do you think you did that? Well, I've already kind of explained that. It's the way I was raised, the way I was brought up. And it's not really that all, because, you know, at a certain point in your life, you need to like stand up for yourself and you know, change the mindset. Because it's kind of like being friends with somebody and that friend betrays you, and then you never speak to that friend again. And then you can't go make another friend because, well, the first friend that you had screwed you over and you don't trust anybody anymore. It's the same kind of mindset. This is horrible. What am I even talking about? I don't even think I'm making any sense at all. Why do I do that? It's a habit. Habit. And we all know that habits are hard to break. What are you most afraid of? Well, like there's a failure. Moving back into my parents' house. Okay, whatever. If you could conquer that fear and no longer be afraid, what would be possible? What would be possible for you? I would finally be the person that people would look at and think, oh wow, she's got her shit together, which is so not true. But I could be a successful businesswoman, an author, and photographer. Man, those bugs outside are just so loud. Now they got the birds involved. Alright, who are the people or situations in your life that support you the most and make you feel worthy and loved? My family definitely support and love me, and they definitely think that, you know, they want the best for me. Okay, who are the people or situations in your life who make you feel bad about yourself? Well, I've really tried to cut those people out of my life. I've had a few friends over the years who were kind of like steamroller friends. They didn't want you to have your own life. They only wanted to do what they wanted to do and screw you. So if you made plans to go somewhere or do something or hang out or go to a movie or something like that, it's always they chose the movie, they chose the restaurant, they chose, you know, all the stuff, you know. They even chose what day and time and all that stuff. So if I had a suggestion, like where do you want to go eat, I say, oh yeah, let's go to Applebee's. And they're like, oh no, I went there last week, I want to go this place. It had to be their way. And, you know, even trying to talk to some people, some of the friends that I used to have, like I would never get a word in edgewise. I don't know, there are friends like that, but I've pretty much, I don't see those people anymore. I guess I'll just put old friends. There were times that some of my family members made me feel that way, but we seem to have patched up any of those holes that we had. What actions can you take to support yourself and your growth during the next 6 months? Well, I'm glad you asked. Now, Sarra Cannon, she's the one that does the 6 months for life thing, and she has a Discord channel that you can communicate on. And I think that there's going to be a chat happening, and I think we can all like read each other's posts and, you know, hold each other accountable and, you know, really take an interest in each other and see where we are at and support each other and love each other and stuff like that, which is a very foreign concept to me. It's very strange trying to be supportive and loving and all that stuff to complete strangers that I just, you know, see on the internet. It's very odd. And I'd have to say I'm not too comfortable with it in the real world either. Like, the people I work with, they're really great, but I don't feel like I could tell them every little thing. And if I do tell them every little thing, I feel immediately embarrassed and wish I hadn't said anything in the first place. And that's probably something that everyone feels, but I feel it more acutely, I guess. Because I tend to say things whenever I'm nervous. I just start rambling, and some of the things that come out of my mouth, I swear. So, what actions can you take to support yourself? Okay, so Discord server. And I've already talked about that, but I want to incorporate a self-care aspect. And I know my sister and I, my oldest sister Sandy, she has some property out on a lake. Actually, not on a lake, it's the river. It's Kaskaskia River in Illinois. So it's about a 30-minute drive for me if I wanted to go out there. But she and her husband live out there. And they have boats. Well, they have one boat. They have, they do have 2 boats. They have a pontoon boat too, and like a speedboat kind of thing. But then they also have like one canoe, and then they got a bunch of kayaks. And last year, I tried the kayak, and it was fun, but it was one of those kind of kayaks that you have to climb into, and then you just sort of stuck there, not being able to move at all. And it was really hard to get out of afterwards. I mean, I'm not a thin person anymore, and I'm not the most flexible person anymore, so that kind of kayak wasn't very comfortable for me. However, she's talking this year that there is other options out there. There are kayaks that have like a raised seat that you can sit on the seat and like put your legs over if you want to. It's almost more like a paddle board instead of a kayak. You don't put your legs inside anything, it just kind of, you can keep it on top. So that might be a better option for me. So that might be part of a self-care thing. But the thing with that is, it's a pretty costly thing. And I would have to, of course, buy the kayak, because I don't have one. I'd have to buy a roof rack for my car to carry the kayak around, and I'd have to carry the double-ended oar paddle thingy. So, I mean, altogether that would probably cost me about $500. And for somebody who's complaining that they don't have any money, I don't know when that would happen. Okay, so if you could accomplish anything and there are no limits, what would you want to bring into your life? I want to finish a damn book. Should I rephrase that? I want to finish writing a damn book. And yes, probably shouldn't have, but I did. Added that bad word into my working sentence here. I want to finish the book. I want to start a real estate, photography business, okay, that's a mess. I know what it says though. What areas do you want to focus on over the next 6 months? Make a list. Beside each area of focus, write down what success would look like to you over the 6 months. 1, I'm going to continue on with the baby steps. Pay off the debt. Save emergency funds. No. Emergency funds for both regular life. Okay. I have to get my regular eraser. Okay. Emergency funds for real life and business. Real life, business. That makes it sound like my real life isn't a real life, or that the business isn't a real thing. I'm gonna go with personal okay. So continue on with the baby steps. Financial goals, pay off the debt, save emergency funds for the personal and the business. It's going to be my health. So eat healthier and what is it called? Exercise. And then, so my goals would be to lose an undetermined amount of weight. I don't know what's healthy. Like, I know you can't lose weight really fast because it's not healthy for you. And I feel like they say that you can lose like a pound or 2 a week. In 6 months, I don't really know what that would be. But I really doubt that I don't think I want to put myself through that anyway. I could probably do it if I just stopped eating crappy food. But I'm going to start off by trying to lose 20 pounds. Why am I trying to spell it out? I'm being too fancy schmancy. Why am I even doing this? What is wrong with me? Why can I not write things on this thing so well? Pounds. 20 pounds. 20 pounds. I want to go for a walk without getting out of breath. I want to be able to take stairs. Because right now I feel like I've got so much extra weight on me that walking up and down steps is physically hard. Not just, it used to be just I'd be out of breath, which was always normal for me. But now I'm having trouble even getting up the steps. And it's my legs, my muscles feel like they're like atrophying or something. Like I need to work on my muscle mass or something. So walking up steps easily. Well, let's go for the hiking. I don't want to say I just want to go for walks. I want to hike. I want to hike. I want to use. All right, so 3 is always the extent of the goals. I got like 3 sections on the thing back there. So, of course, the third one's going to have to be my creative life. So I know that there's a lot of things I have to do for the business, but since the business isn't going to take place until maybe next year now, I think I should focus directly onto my writing life. I need to create a schedule for writing habits. I need to create a writing habit, because right now I haven't had one in quite a long time. So create a writing habit. So there we go. Create a writing habit. All right. So I want to be able to write. Okay, well, I'm going to start small, because I know writing 1,000 words in one live stream is pretty impressive for me. So I want to be able to sit down and just write. I want to write 1,000 words in one sprint. And that's creating the writing habit. So this way, maybe if I put more effort into it, I may actually be able to get this book written before the year's over. And that would be nice. It would be very nice if I could maybe get it edited. And see, at this point, when I wanted to do the whole self-publishing thing, and that is because I had money. I had money and I spent it all. So now I'm going back to the idea, should I do traditional and send it out? Because they would pay for most things. They would give me a chunk of money, a small chunk probably, but still they'd give me a chunk of money. And then I feel like they would be better at getting the word out there too. But it would be just as easy for me to find beta readers to review, because I can't afford to get a developmental editor at this point, because that's the most expensive kind of editor, is a developmental one, because they look at the whole picture of the story and they tell you if it makes sense to them or not. And I don't know, I'm trying to see how much time I got left. Okay, so that's what I want to do. Is I'd really rather self-publish it, because then I have more control and I get more of the proceeds for it. But it wouldn't be so bad to be like a hybrid author too. And then they keep talking about Ream subscriptions, and I think it would be really cool to put a series out there for like episodic series, kind of like a Murder, She Wrote type thing, but for Ream, something that's specifically created for Ream. But I think I'd have to wait and see. Well, right now, I might try querying. I might. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. I have to get the book done first, so there's no sense in trying to do anything else besides that. Okay. Okay. For each area of focus, make a list of actions you can take to start moving towards success in the upcoming month. Tip: rather than listing perfect ideal changes, try making small easy changes for the first month and building over time. Okay, this is a fun part. Okay, so continuing with the baby steps. Financial. Alright, so the first one I suppose would be to drive more Uber. Okay, because that would help me save money. Well, it would help me create more income to pay off the debts that I already owe. Now, second one would be to create a meal plan. Because if you do a meal plan, okay, not only do you know what you're having for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and each night of the week, you will know exactly what groceries you need to pick up. So you will have a list of groceries. So when you go to the store and you walk down that aisle where the pasta is, and you look over and there's a box of macaroni and cheese that you always get that you love, and it's not on the list though, so you can't get it, right? So a list at the grocery store is like gold. It's like gold in your pocket. That's a really stupid metaphor, but you know what I mean. Because if you have a list at the grocery store, you can avoid certain areas of the store, hopefully, and get only the healthy food. Like, you get most of your groceries from the produce section or the dairy section, or, you know, all that stuff in between. Like my favorite little Pringles that I love so much that I think are good for me because they're lightly salted instead of the regular original. Yeah. They're in the middle. They're in the middle of the store. And that's not a good place to get your food. Because that's where all the processed stuff lives. And that's never as healthy for you. Okay, so you create a meal plan. What else do I need to do for financial stuff? Stop impulse buying. So I guess budgeting, that would probably be the answer to half of these things. Okay. So drive more Uber, that would earn me more money. I could be able to pay the bills off better, create a meal plan. Okay, so my second one is eat healthier. Plan healthy meals. Why does it look so funky? Okay, last year, my sister and we used to go walking at one of her parks that's near her house where she lives. And we did that a lot. But this year, she's not been doing as well. She's not as healthy as I am. Like, I'm healthy. But no, she's got diabetes, and she takes medicine that makes her feel really bad all the time. So she hasn't really been able to get out there and walk more often. And I could try to get her to go out more, but I just don't know how well that's going to work. Okay, walk more. Plan healthy meals. Walk more. Okay, just planning healthy meals isn't doing it, but you need to cook meals too. Walk more, 3. Okay, so I have the means to exercise at home. I have some free weights. I have 1 pound, 5 pounds, and 10 pounds, I believe. So there's really no excuse not to do some kind of, exercises. I also have a punching bag, so I can exercise using that, kicking and hitting and stuff like that. So creative exercise. But that's actually possible because, let's see. Okay, I don't see it on my shelf over here, but I have a book of exercise where it shows you step-by-step instructions on how to do certain exercises, and you don't have to have any equipment with most of them. It's kind of like squats or sit-ups or, other kind of body movement exercises. So I could give myself a good exercise routine at home and stay okay. So I'm gonna scour through this book. I'm gonna create a plan of action to go forward with it and do it like 2, maybe 3 days a week, just for starters. Maybe I'll do different body sections for different days or something. And I'll figure it out then. But that's going to be part of that too. I don't know that I can find a 4th thing to do. Let's see, what did I write? Okay, well, the work-life balance is better. So I think for this one, the healthier thing, I think I may have to incorporate this self-care. Self-care. Why am I having trouble saying that word? Create like a self-care Sunday kind of thing. A lot of people have them. And it doesn't have to be big things. It can just be something small, like, shut down all the electronics, meditate. I have books up there that talk about meditating. I've never been good at it, but I know that there is something to it though. If I sit quietly, if I don't have anything going, there's no music going, there's no videos going in the background, if I just sit and think and just, try to stay silent, ideas start coming to me. These are things that need to be practiced. You can do meditation. Maybe just going for those walks every day in a nice place. Not for exercise, it's just like a normal walk. That kind of fits in with the walk more. But for self-care, what else can you do? Like put face masks on, I don't know, the health and beauty stuff. Maybe once I get my financial situation in order, I can go get my nails done or a pedicure or something. That would be something. So let's see, what else is it? My last thing is writing. And the small steps that I can do for this, form a habit. And so just write for a few minutes. Okay, you saw what just happened right there, right? So I heard a beep from my phone that's over here, and then I looked at my watch, which is on my wrist, because it tells me what just happened on my phone. So my phone is talking to me, my freaking watch is talking to me. I need to stop that. If I'm going to be trying to get in there and write, form a habit of writing, I need to turn off all the distractions. So turn off distractions. Okay. 3 for writing. My third step towards creating that habit. All right. So when people want to take less time to get ready for work in the morning, what do? They lay out their clothes for the next day, because the less you have to think about in the morning, the faster you're going to get ready. So in that form, the writing, if you wanted to start writing at a certain time, it might be worth it to have some idea of what you will be writing about. So I think while you're writing, whenever you're at the end of your session for that night, you could write a little paragraph about what's going to be on tomorrow's agenda. What are we doing for that day? And that should have, just know ahead of time of what you're going to write. Okay. Is there a 4 for writing? I think part of the distractions would be to also make sure the cat's taken care of before I come in here. Make sure dinner is taken care of before I come in here. Make sure my phone is in a different room whenever I'm trying to actually write, because it is a major distractor. I need to create a habit of writing too. And some people have said, I think maybe even Sarra says it in some of her videos, that when she starts to write, she will come into her room, she will light her candles, and she creates a little routine to get set up. She'll get her glass of water or whatever it is, light candles, and sit down at the computer, turn her monitor on and all that stuff, and get ready to go. And so every time, it's kind of like a muscle memory kind of thing. If you do certain things enough times in a row, then by the time you sit down to write, you're going to be in the mood to write. You're going to be you're going to be ready to write. So if I came in here every day, close that door, because the cat does meow extremely loud, light my candle back there, turn on the Scrivener, review the notes that I left the day before, the little paragraph that I mentioned, and just go on with my bad self. I'm gonna make some more tea, take a short break, and then come back in here and start writing something. Or at least filling up the blanks. I need to come up with some ideas for in between the chapters I have, and I think I have more of the Act 1 than I do Act 2, 3, or 4. And so I need to get some things straightened out in my head about where those chapters are supposed to be going and write them down. I mean, I need to get a better idea of what's going on in the story, and then I can write. So we'll see. It is May 30th. Yes, it is a different day. It is Thursday. Here I am. It's after 8 o'clock. Wow, way after 8 o'clock. I meant to come in here at 7 o'clock and start this, and my sister came over to pick up something. Her little countertop ice maker broke, and I've had one for years, a couple of years now, and I've used it maybe a handful of times, so I told her she could have it. So she came over and picked it up, and then I just never started working again. I was cleaning and cooking and, doing all the other stuff. Okay. As a way of trying to create a habit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into my little office here every night and light my candles. I hate these things. This shows you how old or how unsteady I actually am, because I can't hold this thing straight. It's having to hold it here and here. It's like, no, I can't do it. Oh, and then I lit this one without taking the end off of it, so it's got black smoke coming up. Alright, so I'm going to set these aside, because I do like looking at them, but smelling them is better, and I don't want to catch anything on fire. I think it was Monday I left off with this. No, actually, I think it was Sunday that I talked to you last. Alright, so let's see what I want, what I need. Okay, obviously, since I suck at doing side hustles, I need to earn more money. We can all agree with that, right? I'm getting sarcastic in my old age of 52. Alright. Earn more money. Now, I think this isn't going to be just about writing. I've mentioned that in last videos that I've done, but it's going to be a full lifestyle thing. That's what I need to do. I need to pay off the debt. Save money. But you can't save money when you ain't got money to save. Alright, so save money. Well, these are like, duh. But, alright, let's see. What do we have here? What I need to do. Okay. Well, pay off debt, earn more money, save money. That's not something I need to do right now, because paying off debt is going to take longer, and I am not going to be able to pay off the debt in time, within the next month anyway, to be able to do anything. So there you have it. So stop with that. Okay, let's move forward. Pay off debt. Alright. I need to prepare for the business. of photography. You know, let's put and writing. Okay, because I've been rewatching a lot of the same YouTubers that I watched when I first started this whole thing. Way back when I first moved to Arizona is when I started getting interested in writing more seriously. I mean, I was always interested when I was younger, but I never really gave it a really second thought, you know. It's something I did for fun. You know, I wrote little scenes in notebooks, and there were probably 10,000 of them like laying around the house when I was growing up. And, you know, it was fun. I liked it. And then when I moved to Arizona, I became part of a group there that I met or found them on meetup.com. And it was a romance writing group, although not everybody had to write romance. You know, some people wrote other kind of stuff. And at the time, I was writing more of a thriller type thing. So the book that they got to listen to as I was writing was something that they referred to as the creepy guy story. That was kind of funny because that guy was actually created in lieu of another guy that I knew. So, yeah. It's like one of those stories, whenever somebody makes you mad, you can put them in your book and then you can kill them. Legally. So, okay, so what do I need to do now? Okay, prepare for the photography and writing. And so, I want to do that again. I've been rewatching like the two people that I started out watching on YouTube was Kristen Martin and Alexa Dunn. Those are the two people that I watched the most when I was much younger. Well, 5 years ago, whatever. But they were very influential to me, and they were very motivating. Alexa Dunn knew the side of the business that was, you know, traditional publishing, and she seemed to know everything about it because she worked it for so long, and she's published her own books now through the companies that she knew so well. And Kristen Martin did a lot of self-publishing. And then along the way, I found more people like Sarra Cannon and Heart Breathings. Of course, everybody knows Heart Breathings now. Everything has changed. Most of those people have gone their separate ways, and some people don't do YouTube anymore. Some people's YouTube channels have changed because they've had children or they've just moved on to bigger, better, brighter things. I don't know. So I've been watching mostly Kristen Martin's videos again because they were the ones that most inspired me, and her life seemed so perfect, right? So that's the kind of life I wanted, and that's the kind of life that I basically have, but she was probably making a heck of a lot more money than I do, and she lived in a much nicer house. And she had a quieter cat. I invited her in, the cat, not Kristen Martin. I invited her in, but she didn't want to come in here. Now what she wants is for me to go in there, because she is, let's see, I adopted her at 10 years old, and that was in 2016 perhaps. So that would make her at least 18 or 19 years old right now. So she's definitely on her last leg, but she gets around very well. And well, not that great, but I have some little stair steps to get on my bed, so I guess it's not that great, but she does use them a lot and she appreciates it. Yeah, she told me so. Whatever. But anyway, okay, I keep getting off track. What I need is a drink. I could use some tea, maybe hot chocolate, no tea. Tea sounds better. What I should do. Oh, I would think the first one is pretty glaring. Right. I should write. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. What I want to do, right? Is it bad to have the same thing on both pages? No. Okay, mindset. I should. Should makes it sound like, well, you could if you want to, but you can give or take it. You know, you don't really have to do that. You can just shove it in the back. It don't matter. Make it a mindset. Make it a mindset. I am overweight. I am not healthy. I need to get healthier. So either I need to or I want to. There should be no should. But need is not. Oh. Sarah Cannon, I need your help. I've never been able to do this right. It's always so difficult to tell what is the differences between these three sheets. Need seems like something that's short term, that I have to do. People, deadlines, people are counting on me, this and that, and so none of these should really be on the need section. They should be on the should section or the want section. You know what? I am going to turn on her video and I'm going to watch it. Let's do that.
Okay, so this is where you are going to declutter your brain. So basically, you are going to create 3 lists today. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what these lists mean and how to fill them out and give you some good examples. Then we're going to be using these lists in multiple ways throughout the program. So I'll explain that to you coming up as well. I want you to fill out these lists, dump everything, declutter all of it out of your brain, and then in our next video, we are going to use my special priority matrix to prioritize these lists. So let's get started.
Thank you to Sarah. These are things, the first 2 are good, the last 2 are not. Okay, so these are the commitments, deadlines, things that you absolutely need to do. No ifs, ands, and buts. You promised. Now, I do need to pay off debt because I have credit card debt that I need to pay off. And in order to do that, I need to earn more money. So there you have it. Those 2 things. Find a better side hustle. Oh, that's not spelled right. I crossed the L instead of the T. How was about that? Alright, so let's see. Okay, let's talk about health. I did this week go grocery shopping and I picked up, some vegetables, some fruit, some lunch meat to make sandwiches for lunch, which I need to go do tonight before I go to bed. And so that is meal planning related, so that would be part of budgeting too. Okay, I need to budget. Need to budget my extremely small income. Meal plan prep. And let me see. Okay, now so there are things I want to do, like I want to do this YouTube channel. You probably wouldn't care either way. So let's see, YouTube channel. So what I need to do for the YouTube channel, I need to create videos for it. I need to get a notebook and I need to like write down video ideas, and I need to try to pick ones and try to figure out what I can do for a video and on that subject matter. And you know, I like doing vlogs too, so you guys can see me making coffee, because nobody knows how to make coffee anymore. Right. Have you noticed that my sarcasm has taken on a really nasty turn? I have a couple of things on here and that looks pretty good, but I think I'm going to take the evening, I'm going to think about it. I'm going to think about it at work tomorrow, then I'm going to come home and I'm going to start filling these out again. Because my life has got to change. And not only am I starting 6 months for life in a couple days, I'm also going to be finishing off the last month of the 90-day thing, HB90. So I need to get these things filled out and put them on the Kanban board back there. I don't know that I'll be having all 4 of them. I might just cut it down to 3, because that's really how many spaces I have up there. Unless I can combine the things into, you know, similar tasks or something. So, so this is Juanita signing off. It's almost 10 o'clock. It is May 30th. Obviously this is a different day. Today is Sunday. It is June 2nd. And I have not finished what I had started before. And in order to create this habit that I'm trying to form, I'm going to light some candles as a ritual, routine, whatever you want to call it. This is a candle that I got for Christmas from my sister. I don't remember what it is. Time and Table. Alright, and so for this one has one of those longer wicks that get all dark and crusty. So the second I light it, it's going to like give off all kinds of black smoke. So I'm just going to cut the tip of it off. Better scatty, right? So there's that. So that one. And this is one I got for Christmas as well. You can tell how often I actually use these candles. I don't use them very often because I only use them when I'm trying to write or when I'm hanging out in this little office space that I have. And, well, it's just, doesn't work very well. And this is just the cheap candle I got from Walmart. I hate doing this. This is really hard for me to do. There we go. Alright, I think I'll set this one. Oh no, I'm gonna put this one back here. Maybe I'll bring these ones forward and keep them in the corners. Where was I last week? Now I needed to find out, I wanted to finish these things. I did rewatch her video, Sarah Cannon's video, on what these are supposed to be, what they're for. So I have a few things on here. I think I quit. If I remember correctly, I quit because the cat started meowing and I was just done for the day because I was tired and irritated, or I don't remember. But I'm back today, so let's see what we can come up with. Things that I should do. Okay, these are the things that I have so far. I just want to add a couple more things to it really fast. And then we're just going to move on, because there's going to be a time when we have to go through these and choose out maybe 1 or 2, 3. Because I have a Kanban board behind me. It's got room for 3 different goals, 3 different top goals, and then I would need to break that down into projects and then break that into tasks. So there's only so many I can do, and realistically there's only a few that I will probably come through with, and it's probably going to be the same thing as it always is with me. It's going to be trying to be healthy, eat better, exercise more, and that's usually one by itself, but I think that would include meal planning and prep, because those 2 things would actually help me to eat better. And budgeting would help as well, because then I would be able to, you know, spend my ways and create better habits for yourself. Go to the grocery store, have a list, have certain items, certain aisles altogether that you just avoid. Like, you can avoid the chip aisle, you could avoid the candy aisle, and you know, if you stay on the outer edges of the store where all the fresh raw food is, I mean, that's where you get the good stuff. And then there's maybe only a few things that you need from the middle areas. So, you know, you just have to have a plan when you go to the grocery store. Don't get sidetracked or distracted by pretty shiny things. So that's a good way to go. And so then we're probably going to do that, which is kind of like the work-life balance thing, is what I always put that down there. So I know writing I want to put back on the front burner. The real estate photography business is going to go on the back burner because I don't have the money to start that business yet. I do want to take my YouTube channels up to the next notch. I want to be able to grow my channels, and that means that I have to record more videos and put more content out there. For right now, I wanted to have 2 different channels. So one of the channels was going to be for my real estate photography business, like starting a photography business in 2024 or whatever. But I can put that particular channel on the back burner as well. I already have it created, I just don't have any, well, I don't have many videos posted there. And I think I'm going to try to take the writing, the AuthorTube channel, and try to grow it and work towards writing the book that I keep having in my head that I want to finish before this year's over. Something tells me I just need to get this done. I think it's going to be a good path for me to follow. So those are the things. So this is the task blocks that she has, right? I think I've been through this before. Well, I have been through this before many times, but yeah. So this is Sunday through Saturday, and then 6 a.m. through 12 p.m. or a.m. I guess it would be midnight. So those are the working hours that she has. You can of course change these if you need to, but I wanted to be able to try to create a schedule. And in order to create the schedule, I feel like I need to start with this one. And this one, I'm already at June 2nd, right? So anything that happened in April and May don't even count for this one. So I'm going to create a schedule for just the next 4 weeks. And then, you know, I can work from there. Maybe if it's working out for me very well, then I can just carry it over to the 3rd quarter of 2024. And again, if this is something that interests you, creating a schedule, doing a lot of planning, trying to work under constrained time limits, this course that Sarah has put out there is very, very helpful. It's the HB90 program, and it'll help you really. It works off of like a 3-month barrier, because you can see, you can plan anything you need to. And I think that when she first started planning her time, she said that she used to plan out for a whole year, and then she would almost immediately get off track. And so with only using 3 months out of the year, 1/4 of the year, you can work through it. And if you get off track, you can just fix it the next quarter. You know, you can always reassess anything and change anything that you need to, because, you know, that life happens, and, you know, it's not your fault. It's just things happen, and you have to go with the flow. You have to fix them as you can, and don't even worry about it. You know, it's no one's fault. It's not your fault. It's not the universe's fault. It's just something that's given you another obstacle that you have to either go around, or, I mean, don't let it stick you in the ground, and don't let it stop you from trying to create your goals and to follow through with all of them. You know, you just have to keep pushing through. That's what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and try to work on these and try to figure this all out. Okay, so I've already had, like yesterday, I've already had one family function. And I know I have another family function on, I think, maybe the 9th. Let me see. My niece texted us. My family and I, we all talk via like Facebook Messenger, and so we can talk to the whole family that way. So it's June 9th is my great niece's graduation party / my sister's birthday party. So they're both happening on the 9th. Sandy's birthday is actually on the 10th, but we're going to celebrate it on that Sunday. So this one is going to be a family affair, get together, whatever. I don't know if there are any other holidays in June. I feel like there should be, but I might be mistaking it for, you know, July. Oh, Juneteenth, which is the 19th. So put holiday. We get that, I'm off that day for work, so that's cool. Now July 4th, I think we're off that day as well, but I'll have to double check that, because, so I don't remember if we took that day off or not. I'll just put holiday, and then I can check it out at work tomorrow. Okay, oops, that's the wrong way. Alright, and I don't know why that's there. That was definitely not a payday. Okay, so next I need to figure out if there are any days that I would just like to not work. Like, for a lot of people, they have a full-time job, so to schedule writing stuff or to do other functions, it might be easier just to like fill up your whole days with that, right? So no, I'm not going to do that though, because I already have work. I already know that. So I'm going to use this schedule for doing everything outside of that work. So if I wanted to take all Sundays off, I should be able to do that. I should just be able to cross these out. Well, today, but I feel like I'm kind of working today, so I feel like the weekends is my opportunity to get things done, Saturday and Sunday. And so to be able to do things like that, I need to plan things that are achievable, even though my family always try to pull me in a direction. Like if I wanted to do meal prep, meal planning, You know, I probably should take care of that on a weekday and then go grocery shopping on a weekend. So Sunday might be a good day for that. And Sunday might be a good day to cut up all the vegetables I need and get everything prepared to just throw things in a skillet when I need to. So that's something that I need to think about. So I might just keep the Sundays for that particularly, and then perhaps make a list of food on a I feel like Friday night might be a good time to create the meal plan and to decide what. See, it's Sunday now, and guess what I did not do on Friday? So these always seem like they're like so far behind. So now I need to like play catch up and meal prep and go get the groceries and cut them up and do all that stuff all today. Because yesterday, or Friday night, I drove for Lyft. I tried that instead of doing Uber. I tried Lyft and it was okay. I did that Friday night, so I couldn't have done the meal prep that night because I worked that day and worked that night. So, you know, I'm just trying to survive here. And so Fridays and Saturdays seem to be the best times to do that second, the side hustles, like the driving for Uber or Lyft or doing any other kind of like side hustle job that you can find. It seems to be those two things though are best on weekends, nights, like Friday and Saturday. Sunday does have some good availability, but so I may need to perhaps go for Thursday, meal plan on Thursday. Let's see, this is all right. So I have to be to work at this time. Let's just say this is the beginning. But we do have drive time, so yeah. So from 8 o'clock, go to work until 5 o'clock. So anything from here whatever. Boy, I sure did get sloppy, didn't I? Whatever. Okay, so that's pretty much blocked off. That's time that I can't use. So then there's drive time. I suppose in this time I could decide whether or not I want to do the drive thing. So there's still a drive home, so let's go ahead and give myself another half an hour that I can't touch. So I get home, it's going to be 5:30 or 6 o'clock. I'm going to give myself a little bit of buffer time just because, I don't know, I might need it. You know, when I get home, I might be preoccupied. I might need to go pick up groceries if I did that. So I'm going to start at 6 o'clock. So at 6 o'clock, Monday evening, I would like to take the time to, what would you say? I think writing from 6 o'clock to 9. And then Tuesday, work on a YouTube script from 6 to 9. Because eventually I'd like to get to the place to where, you know, I create videos and I can batch them, and that will help me save time. If I can create that on a Tuesday night, then I can continue writing on Wednesday. Okay, so I've got Monday, Wednesday done. Monday through Wednesday done. Now Thursday is the day that I talked about meal plan. If I were to plan and I could try to execute it on Saturday or Sunday, whichever day works best for me, because my family are very prone to coming up with these things at the spur of a moment. I mean, I know I should have these things written down. I know I should have. My nieces and nephews, my nieces mostly, have children of their own, and they cycle through birthdays all year long, and I should know what they are by now. I've been home for like 2 years, and I've been through all of them at least once. You know, when I was in Arizona for 8 years, I didn't have to worry about any of that stuff because, I mean, there were some of them born, but not all of them until I came back here. And, you know, it's different now. It's really just different. I want to be participating in their lives. I want to be the cool aunt, you know? All right, so meal planning on Thursday, and then we have Friday, and Friday is going to be all about working. So let's plan on having dinner, because my family do like to go have dinner. So if I don't do dinner with them that night, then I will go to work for Uber or Lyft. My schedule so far is going to be Monday and Wednesday. I'm going to be doing writing from 6 to 9. And either that or I can put it down to 7 o'clock and work until 10, because I am going to have dinner in between the time when I get home from work and the time that I start working on the thing. Yeah, I think that's probably a better idea. So let's start here. Just move everything back an hour. Okay, so this is like a pretend one. This is like a practice one. She gives us 2 of these, and this is why. Because we change our minds a lot. There's the second one right here. So we change our minds a lot. So I think I've pretty much got an idea about how to do these. So okay, so this is the cleaned up version of it. So I'm going to go ahead and fix this. And I think I had, where did I put those? They're in here. Got my post-it notes, got my markers. So let's see. I am just going to have 3 goals. So you know what? I think I need to get rid of one of these colors. Let's see. Which one is the darkest? Ew, that's ugly. That's a very ugly. Blue is always good. Green is always good. Alright, I think I'm getting rid of the yellow and the yellow. It's like a mustard color. Alright, so I'm going to stay with these 3. These are most like the colors that I have here. So I think I'm going to put these aside for now. I'm going to use this as a guide. Okay, so I suppose I could just block off everything. What's on the other side of this? Project Brainstorm. Let's see if these markers went through. Oh, they really didn't go through very well. So it might be okay to write on these. Papermate. Okay, let's figure out which color is which. Okay, so we have work, balance life is the blue. Then we have writing is the green. Green meaning go, get it fucking done already, god damn it. Let's put that part out. So, oh, what am I doing this for? So this one is going to be, I guess, the YouTube. Need to bring the subscribers up. I need to, grow the channel. So there we have it. So let's start with writing. I did say that in the writing, Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 Today's it's 1:32. It's gonna take me all day to finish these, but now, since I'm gonna keep it very simple, I'm going to make a shopping list for just quick meals. And because I've just created this and I haven't implemented it last week, so today is Sunday, and I should actually be doing the grocery shopping and the meal prep, or the meal prep and the continuation of all of that. But since I didn't make that meal plan on Thursday, like I planned to do this week, it is going to be a very quick menu. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and work these. Okay, so now that I have all of those, I'm going to, I know I'm supposed to like create the goals and do all that stuff, but I'm going to skip to this part because this is the part that I need to get done and get on the board back there. I already know what the goals are. I already know what the tasks are going to be. They're going to be the same as they're always. So the green is the writing, so write a chapter. Let's go with write 1,000 words. Okay. Okay, so I've got about 5 write 1,000 words, and I am going to put about, I'm going to give myself some small wins, so I'm going to write 500 words. just because I know that getting going on these things, it helps whenever you have small wins. So if I sit down to a session, like a sprint session, and I write as hard as I can, but I'm so out of practice with it that I get like a couple of paragraphs and I think, oh my gosh, that looks like so much, but then you count it up and it's like 300 words. And sometimes it helps to be able to, give yourself smaller increments that you can work with, put a couple, I have several 1,000 words. I'm going to have some 500 words. I may even put a couple of, 300 words. Just, I feel like every time I sit down, I want to accomplish something. So every time I get up, I can move something down on the board that I have completed something and make me feel like I've accomplished something special. So why not give yourself that? Okay, one more for the 500 words. Then let's go for the 300 words. I am only going to give myself 2 of these. So technically, I could start with writing 300 words. It's kind of like forming a habit, going from the slowest to the highest. So having these will be good for the writing. And that's really all I need for writing. Is there anything else? I probably need to research stuff for writing, but I think just I think every night before I quit the writing, before I get up from the seat, I need to plan for the next time I sit down to write. So write myself a small couple of lines to give myself an idea about what the next session will hold. So pre-plan, I'm not really sure what you call it. Pre-plan the next chapter. Alright, so if I sit down Monday, I'm going to need this for a lot of things. Although, pre-planning the next chapter, I could just pre-plan for the whole week instead of just doing one chapter at a time. And this might give me a better structure. So let me get these on the board real fast, if I can. Alright, green is gone. Let's go with YouTube. So I will need, for creating a script for YouTube, I believe that's Tuesday's task. Create a script. Okay, I am only going to need 4 create YouTube scripts, because if I do that every Tuesday for the rest of June, I'm only going to need 4 of them, right? Technically speaking. So there's that. Now to work on the video. So there's going to be I think creating the YouTube script is going to include research for topics and such. So just filming video. And you can see that on Saturday I have 2 hours scheduled for filming, but I know that it's probably going to need more than that. So, you know, and I have the afternoon set for editing. But I can tell you right now, the one that you're watching right now, if you are watching it, it probably took me a very, very, very long time to film, because I tend to ramble on with no, you know, idea of how long it's taking. So it's very strange, but I need to concentrate and, you know, get these things done. I need to find ways to speed up the production of them, speed up the creation of the scripts and topics and such like that. And I need to get these down. I need to stop like procrastinating. I need to stop, you know, wandering on with no content in my head. I don't know if that makes sense, but all right. So I've got 2, 1 more, and 4 of those. Edit. Now that might take even more time. I'm going to use that. Okay, there's 4 edit videos, and the editing videos section of, or part of this, might take more than just this one Saturday. It might take all the way up to Sunday too, but I only need to have 1 post-it created for that. So there is that. So editing the video, then I have to upload it. And part of uploading the video isn't just uploading it, obviously. You have to create the description, you have to create all the links that you may have for your other content. You have to create a thumbnail, you have to do all these other things too. So this is definitely something that you don't want to skip corners on. You don't want to just, you know, slap a video up there with no thumbnail. You need to review like other thumbnails that other author tubers or other creators have put up there, and I don't say emulate or copy them, but just make it make sense. Make your thumbnail look as interesting as theirs, I suppose you might want to say. I don't know. But those are things that you need to think about while you're creating this process. So upload and description, thumbnail, and whenever you're filming, don't forget the thumbnail. So when you're filming like this right here, make sure that you give yourself some kind of a snapshot of a pose or something that you can use as your thumbnail if you want to. If you want to have your face on the thumbnail. Like for me, I could just, today's not a good day for it because I look terrible, but you know, just make sure that you have a good background. It doesn't even matter, because if you use Canva, you can just cut that background out, and I like that. I love that about that Canva thing. Canva's cool. Canva's very cool. So just sit there, do that, or I don't know. Sometimes I go like this and I have something in my hand whenever I go to the video. Like one time I used this coffee cup. I had it in my hand, and then I think I replaced it with something else, and I have a hand like this one time, and I don't know. It's crazy. It makes no difference, so however you want to do it is how you want to do it. But uploading a video is definitely something that you need to do. Okay, 4. Now, let's see. Do I have the right one for this? Yeah, I guess I do. Okay, let's put these up on the board. So we've got one more. Work-life balance. Work-life balance, this is going to be meal plan. Not really showing these very well on the screen. Okay. Four of those. I think I have 4 of those. Yes. So grocery shopping. Yep, grocery shopping. We have meal prep. No. 'Alright, what else did I say I needed to do with the work-life balance thing? I know there was something else. Oh, the actual cooking of the meal. Cook dinner. Okay. Cooking dinner, something I do every night. So I think for this one, I am going to put week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Because otherwise I'm going to be filling out 1,000 of these things. Alright. So, I think I am going to, cut this video off for now, and I will see you in my next video. If you are still here, thank you so much for coming, watching the whole video. I really appreciate that you came and watched this whole time. So if you are interested in this kind of content, please consider subscribing, and if you liked this one, if it gave you any kind of value, go ahead and click the like button, because that does help my channel if you do. And I will see you in the next video, okay? Bye.